Hello, my beautiful tribe. Happy Monday to everybody. It really does kind of feel like a Monday today because I'm trying to get up and get motivated, but it's gloomy today where I am. It's snowing right now. It's only supposed to snow for a little while. But if you need a little Monday motivation, I'm sending some energy your way to get you out of bed and get you motivated to do what it is that you need to do today. We're going to start the session by lighting our chalice to create this sacred space, to invite my ancestors and my spirit guides into this space for guidance, protection, and accuracy of reading. I'm gonna set this here. Got my cards today. We are going to be using the Akashic Tarot because I've been guided to get really further into delivering the message, right? Which I've been doing. You know, this is what I do. But it's like I know I can read tarot cards. We know if you've been with me, if you've been in the tribe for the couple years that we've been established, you know that I can read tarot cards. This is no longer a test of how well I can interpret a card. I really want to get deeper into the message behind each individual card, the message that you may need to hear at this exact moment. So I'm being called right now personally deeper into ministry work, deeper into working with my physical community, getting out there and using my energy healing abilities, using my teaching abilities, my counseling abilities, my leadership abilities, all of that in order to serve my community even further. And so for the next few readings, we're going to really be focused on the message. It's not so much about predicting, which that's never really been my style. I can tell you what's coming up, but I don't like to make predictions. I like to deal with what we're dealing with right now, what it's trying to teach us, what is trying to aid us in healing, right? So I want to continue to deepen my message in that way. So this is going to be for the week of January 6th through January 12th. My birthday is coming up on the 30th. I'm accepting all gifts, all gift cards, all cash. I need a new food processor and blender. Whoever's trying to hold me down, January 30th, until then, it's the birthday month, right? So this is going to be a good year. Like I said, 2020 is going to be a good year for us. Also, on Cinco de Mayo, it will be my 5th year in business. So on the 5th day of the 5th month, it'll be 5 years that I've been in business. So we definitely got to celebrate. I'll definitely have some sales going on that day. Before we get into the cards, just the messages, the pre-messages, is a lot of people are being called right now. You're feeling the call to answer to your purpose, right? How do you know you're feeling a call? Well, you may have symptoms where your sleep is disrupted. You may be waking up at 3 o'clock a.m. or 3:33 a.m. You may be experiencing depression or anxiety or feeling extremely lost, broken, or confused. You may wake up with a thought, because like I said, I'm moving deeper into ministry. Every night for the last 3 nights before I go to sleep, I fall asleep thinking about the moves I'm about to make. And literally this morning, the first thought in my head was about ministry, was about growing my business and reaching more people. So if it's something that's always on your head, you know, while you're driving, while you're cooking, while you're at your, 9 to 5, this is a call. So there's a big calling, the phone is ringing. Pick up the phone, baby, because God is calling. I've been seeing, I saw it right before I started this video, I saw 9/11. If you've been seeing 9/11 or 11/11, it's also another signal that it's time for you to wake up to your calling. If you're a teacher, if you're an artist, if you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you're a healer, especially the healers, whatever it is your purpose here, if you're an activist, if you're an advocate, you're being called right now. For those of you who do know your purpose, you're building another level on your foundation, which is why it's important to take your time when you're building yourself and you're following your purpose. You don't want to rush through things and build on a faulty foundation. I have my firm foundation. I know that whatever direction life takes me, I'm always going to be a healer. I'm always going to be someone in the spiritual realm, I like to consider myself like a lighthouse to those who are going through spiritual storms. So whether I do this in counseling, whether I do this in teaching, whether I do this in ministry, whether I do this in herbalism, whether I do this in energy healing, I'm just building levels to the foundation because I know what I'm here to do and I'm going to keep doing it. So those of you who know what you're here to do, your career or your purpose, if they're one and the same or if they are different, because they can be both, It's taking you in a new direction. It's adding on to the resume. It's not breaking you down. It's adding on another aspect. It's bringing you deeper into your purpose and closer to your authentic self. So I definitely suggest answering the call. It may be scary and maybe, you know, a little intimidating, but you were meant for this. You were literally born for this. So answer those calls, all right? I think that was the only pre-messages. Oh, readings are $5 off this week. Make sure you join my mailing list. You can go to my website, www.madebymetools.com. Sign up for the mailing list. You'll get coupons, you'll get deals, you'll know any events that I'm doing. You get behind the scenes and first and early access. So sign up for that mailing list so we can stay connected, because I'm coming off of social media more and more this year. I'm going to be distancing myself from social media, so stay connected with me through my website, all right? So let's see what spiritual guidance God has for us today. Please show me the spiritual guidance you have for the tribe today. Please show me the spiritual guidance. Pick up the phone, baby. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head all day. I know you're home, baby. It's lit! What did I just say? What did I just say? I will get into it. I just said this. Yep. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I just said this. All right, oh my God. Thank you for this message, guys. This is like almost exactly what I just said, y'all. Okay, so noticing right off the bat, we have 2 4s, right? What is 4 the number of? Foundation. Some of you are building that foundation to get this going for you, this path going for you, and others are building upon a foundation that you've already established. So keep going, because 4 comes up 14. I've been seeing also 4. This is the number 14 card. 4 right next to it. I've been seeing 414 a lot. This is also those of you who are in partnerships, whether it's a romantic partnership or a creative partnership, where you're working together with someone to build a foundation. So also be open to anyone who's trying to share your vision with you. If they do have a shared vision, see how you could work together. So the first card that we have is the number 14, the initiation. It's all about answering the call. Did we not talk about this for 4 minutes before I pulled this card? Look. You see how all those people are standing there? And this is Saint Germain, who is an ascended master, which is a teacher who teaches from the other side, someone who has walked this earth and decides to help us from the other side, right? This is telling you that you're going through an initiation where you need to answer your call. He is imparting upon these people their purpose, right? He's giving them insight to what their purpose is. And he's asking them here and now, are you guys going to step up into your purpose? Are you going to serve the lifetime that you came here to serve? Are you going to help your community or teach or whatever it is? As we are going through this purpose, this card is telling you that you need to be prepared for lower level things that no longer match your purpose to fall away, okay? So this is lower relationships, you know, people who are not headed in the same direction as you. This is lower level thinking, doubt, fear, negativity. You're gonna have to get rid of that. This is lower level behaviors, knowing that you want something out of life, but you're not taking that you're not taking the initiative to get it. You know, like, I want to be this, but all I do all day is sit around and conceptualize. That was the other note I had. There is a theme going on right now between conceptualization and execution. This is how we work with God. If you've ever heard, God helps those who help themselves, right? That's because God, the way that he helps, he/she helps by putting concepts into your head, by putting new ideas into your head. You pray, I need this. God says, okay, well, try this, try this. God will send you helpful people, will put you in places that you need to be to network with other people. God will give you motivation. God will give you healing. But the execution part lies with you. You have to do the legwork. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to actually make it happen. So if you listen to Abraham Hicks, when she's always talking about co-creating with spirit or with source, that is what we're talking about right now. So it's important that you're not just conceptualizing. You're not just sitting on the couch thinking, okay, I got a plan. Okay, that's great. But at some point you have to initiate this plan, right? And you can't also be running off doing things but having no plan, no goals, no mission statement, no vision, right? Because then you're just lost. You're just expelling effort for no reason. So this is what this is speaking about. It's talking about now is the time that we are co-creating with our higher selves, that let things that are not serving you fall away, because the more you try to hold on to it, the more you're going to hurt yourself. Just like if you had a rope in your hand and you're pulling and you're trying to hold on to it and the rope is like digging into your skin, it's chafing your skin away, the minute that you release it is the minute that you experience alleviation, right? So it's saying some of you are holding on to something so tight or things so tight that you're actually doing more damage than good in your life, okay? Things are going to change. The only thing constant in life is change. The only thing permanent in life is impermanence, right? It's a constant evolution, because why would we want to be the same person for years and years and years? We're here to evolve. We're here to grow. We're here to experience change. And this starts with you. So please answer that call. If you know that you feel it in your heart, I know you do. You feel it in your heart that you need change, that you need different, that I should be doing this or I want to be doing this. Nothing is stopping you, all right? And not only is nothing stopping you, but God is supporting you on this journey. So take advantage of the spiritual support that you're now receiving. What comes up next is the 4 and the 5 of forces, right? I don't read reversals, but these are the only cards that I do read in reverse because they're split in half. So whatever card is at the top is the card that I recognize. So we got spring and summer coming up. I've been saying this to my clients who have been getting personal readings with me. Spring is going to be a big month. Season, excuse me. Spring is always a big season for me because that's when a lot of my changes happen. In spring or March of 2016, that's when I decided to go vegetarian. In March of 2017, and that's when I started stopped drinking alcohol. In spring of 2017, that's when I became fully vegan. That's also when I started my son's locks. We started that journey. It seems like every March or every spring, I'm initiating a new aspect of my life. That's also because we're coming out of winter, and winter is about hibernating. It's about holding on to the things that we have to last us throughout the winter. And in spring, we start to see new life come about. A lot of us, all of us listening to this, you're listening to this message, you should expect to see new life coming about in the spring and summer times because we are nature, right? The more you acclimate yourself with the seasons, the more you will see the process of growth. The more this illusion of instant gratification or things happening right away will dissipate. You will realize that nothing in life comes right away. Even those people who you see who it looks like they're overnight success stories, I can guarantee that they're not overnight success stories. They're like icebergs when all you see is their top success, but you don't see the failure. You don't see the rejection. You don't see how many times they wanted to give up. You don't see how many people told them no. You only see the top. They're an overnight success. They took 17 years to become an overnight success. Nothing happens overnight, okay? There's, just like with carrying children, there's a gestational period. Things need time to grow and to develop. And now you're going to see the blossoming in the springtime. You're going to see the blossoming of the seeds that you planted in the fall and in the wintertime start to take form. And this is going to carry out through the summertime. So what I'm seeing, because this is a number 4 with the springtime, this is when your foundation, the foundation that you laid will be dry. And then you'll be adding a new level come this summer, which is a 5 card, which means change. So there's going to be growth with this now, coming with this season, right? So this is beautiful, beautiful. Get ready. I'm ready for the warm weather. I do so much better in life in warm weather. Like I just thrive in the warm weather. So get ready because your blessings are just becoming abundant and plentiful in these 2 seasons. And 4 plus 4 equals 8. We have a number 8 card, and this is Archangel Raphael, who I work very closely with. I work with Archangel Raphael and Jesus when I need my healing, whether it's physical healing, emotional healing, mental healing. This is who I work with. As you see, Archangel Raphael has this green orb in his hand. Green is the color of healing. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling restless or anything that you may be experiencing, I like to visualize his green light bathing over me. You could even get a green light from like, I'm sure Walmart has them. Walmart or like your local Home Depot. What's this kind of store called? Home improvement store. I'm sure they have like a green light. Bathe yourself, but visualize you being bathed in this green light and being healed. But the other way that Archangel Raphael works with you is, again, they're putting ideas in your head. You think they're your own ideas, but these are the angel's ideas pushing you. Okay, well, maybe you should try to get, see a gastroenterologist. Maybe you should go to the chiropractor. Maybe you need a massage. Maybe you need a sauna detox session. Whatever it is that's getting in your head, you ask Archangel Raphael, please assist me in healing whatever this is, whether it's a physical ailment, whether it's, mind, body, or soul ailment, and he comes in to help you. So work closely with Archangel Raphael. Also learn about the other archangels and their powers. I work closely with Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. Learn what they do. They each have a specific job. And the more that you know and you know who to directly ask for what it is that you need, the more clear and the faster that the answers come to you. So especially in this journey, because a lot of the people who are being called here, while we have a plethora and a whole bunch of different purposes, not everybody's purpose is the same. A lot of it at a fundamental level is healing. And so in order to learn healing for others, you must first begin by healing yourself. And you can also learn about energy protection techniques. I'm looking at the trees in the back. Some of you will learn about herbalism. I see his heart chakra is activated. Some of you will learn about Reiki and learn about counseling and things of this nature. And it may be new to you, so this is definitely the archangel to call for guidance and direction in your path. Another message we have, and I'm noticing we have 2 2s here. Choices and decisions. I've been seeing this a lot. If you're seeing the Lovers card, a lot of people think is just about soulmates, just about, coming into union. The Lovers card is also a card of decision making. It's between this and this kind of a decision. Some of you will have to make sacrifices in this time to leave things behind. So because one door is going to have to close for another one to open. Sit down and take time with yourself. Journal. Consult a trusted friend. Speak to someone who always gives you good advice. But really, at the end of the day, consult yourself and know that any decision you make for yourself, it's not the end. If you don't make the right decision, whatever right and wrong means, you always have the opportunity to try something different. You will never make a decision that's going to lead you to a dead end that you can't get out of. So anybody who's hesitating to make decisions, just go for it. Take the time to think about it, but don't doubt yourself. This is the 2 winged messengers card. This is a card of conflict, especially within the family unit, whether this is your immediate family, whether this is your extended family, whether the conflict is direct, meaning between you and another person or you and other persons, or this is indirect conflict, meaning like your auntie and your mama are fighting, but they want to ask you and put you into it. The advice here is to do just like this bird and rise above it. Don't get involved. Any conflict, especially because you see the teacup here is spilled. Anybody who wants to spill the tea to you and gossip to you, be like, la 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 la, la 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 la. Don't even listen to it, because somehow, even if you don't say anything, I feel like even if you're like present, you're going to get sucked into this situation, and it's going to be like, well, she said in her opinion, and it was like, I didn't say anything. So the point is, if you want to navigate conflict right now, the advice coming through is that you do not get directly involved. I also feel as though the conflict, unfortunately, is going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to be a big blowout argument before everybody chills and leaves it alone. It's going to be a period of silence or grudge holding before everybody decides to just let this rock, right? So I feel like it's going to get worse before it gets better. It will get better, but it's gonna come to a head first, and you don't want to be there when it does explode and go off. So try your heart, especially if you like drama. That's an addiction to some people. Leave it alone, especially if you're bored and this is the only place that you get stimulation. Find a hobby, okay? Stay out of drama. I live a drama-free life. It's very peaceful here, okay? So just make sure, because I don't want you guys getting sucked into things. I'm hearing now, especially if this is a domestic issue, a baby mama, baby daddy, new girlfriend, new boyfriend type thing. I'm hearing that this could, especially, this is only a handful of you, a couple of you, but it could lead to an arrest. Don't do anything crazy, y'all. Don't be popping up on people. Don't be doing the stakeout thing. Don't be rolling up with the squad. Like, don't do it, because some people can put themselves in a position to get arrested. And is it really worth it? Spending the night in jail? I don't think so. You're not going to think so when you're sitting there in the jail being like, I should have just stayed my ass home, right? More spiritual advice coming through. Birth, children. Now is the time to really revel in your parenthood. Now is the time where we are learning lessons about parenthood. My daughter had an accident last week and she fell. She slipped on a sleeping bag and she face planted into the floor and she knocked her 2 front teeth loose. We then had to go, because they were just hanging, a couple days later and get them pulled. I cannot tell you how traumatizing this has been for me personally. I don't want to turn it around on me because she's the one who experienced it. But the whole time, she never really, she told me she did not feel pain. She bounced back very quickly. She was good, right? It was me who was devastated. It was me who stayed up and could not sleep for the next 2 days with guilt of I could have caught her maybe, which is not even true, because she was right there. I was watching them, you know. It was then panic and anxiety about all the millions of possible things that could go wrong. Well, what if I'm not there and this happens and this, and I'm already kind of anxious about my children. I work on that. Anxious about things happening. I kept having flashbacks and seeing her fall on her face. I kept having flashbacks and seeing them pull the teeth. For the next couple of days, it was bleeding. I kept seeing the blood, and I kept going over and over in my head. And then I became fearful, you know. And I spoke to a trusted friend of mine, and I thank her for being there for me. And she was like, you gotta let this go. Like, kids are resilient. These things happen. You have to find a way to not infuse fear into your parenting. And then I watched The Secret Life of Pets 2, because again, this is what I'm talking about. This is how God speaks to you in mysterious ways. The Secret Life of Pets 2, which is a kid, I watch the kids' movies all the time with them, right? But it's a child's movie. But the whole time, the little dog Max, he was afraid that his baby, who his owners had a baby, right? Was afraid that something was going to happen to the baby, and he was overprotective, and he was never letting the kid do anything, and he was protecting the kid from everything. And the lesson behind the movie was like, kids hurt themselves to learn to not do whatever it is that hurt themselves, but they are resilient and they bounce back. And the best thing that you can do is create the safest environment, you know, but not overly, be overly bearing, not be overbearing with your children. But I needed to see that movie, and I was like, I see you, God. I see you talking to me through this movie, and I understand that I have to let this go, and I've been working with myself. So there are lessons in parenting coming up. I learned a major lesson through this experience. While it was definitely traumatizing and while it was not the best way, I think, to learn a lesson, I did learn a lesson. So if you've been experiencing anything with your children, whether these are your adult children, whether these are young children, please find the lesson that is supposed to be learned here. It's also speaking to those people who want to have children, you know, making sure now is the time to think of how you want to raise your children, the environment, the spirituality, the things that you want to instill in them. Parenting is a gift. It is definitely challenging, but it is a gift. And you learn more about yourself. You learn more about your capabilities. You learn more about your strength through parenting. So this is coming up. It's also telling you parents out there, you're doing a great job. This is letting you know there is no manual. After you give birth to your baby, a book does not follow, right? With like, here's how to care for it. No, you have to figure this shit out, right? And that's not the easiest thing. So be gentle with yourself, especially because a lot of us are also raising our own inner children, our inner child. We're raising our inner child and our actual children. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate the good things. Remember the good things. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't feel guilty about certain things that you cannot change. That morning I also saw a post, and it was like, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith for what will be. And that helped me a lot. I was like, okay, I can't change it. I can't go back and change what happened. I have to accept what happened, and I have to know that things will be better. So any parents who are experiencing challenging times, or any people who are thinking about becoming parents, this is just another encouragement for you that you can do it, that you're doing the best that you can do. Keep going. Learn the lessons that are coming from these different events and situations, and you're going to be just fine. And then the last card that we have is Two Worlds, right? I love this card. See the lady over here? Two Worlds. It's our second 2 here. If you've been seeing 22-2, that's a 22 also. 22 is the master builder number, because we're building these levels. We're higher and higher to the top. That's where we're headed, right? The Two Worlds card affects me a lot, and a lot of the people who I read for. It's about the fact that we've had multiple past lives, right? In some of our past lives, we've experienced the secular way of living. We've been in religion, strict religion. In other past lives, we've been in the world. We've been married. We've been focused on money. We've been focused on sexuality, just things that are out in the world. In this lifetime, and it's absolutely our responsibility to know that we can and should connect both of those worlds, and only when you do that will you become the most successful. It's about integration. This is a card of integration, about integrating your religious or spiritual self with your worldly self. Knowing that you can serve God, but also be sexual. Knowing that you can be, here for your community, but also say fuck occasionally. It's knowing that you can serve, but also knowing that you can make lots of money doing so. It's combining these two worlds. And this is how you become your most powerful. You can't compartmentalize yourself. All that you are, all the aspects. This goes back to shadow work. That's all you. And all of it is lovable. Even if you deemed it to be unlovable or unworthy, all of it is lovable. It's important that you combine these two things. Some of you think that in order to be a server, you have to be poor. You have to be without. You have to go without. This is past life stuff. A lot of us are past life monks or nuns who took vows of celibacy, vows of isolation, vows of obedience, and vows of self-denial. We're not those people anymore. We got to break those vows and know that you can still be religious / spiritual, whatever you identify, but also be in the world and be successful and have marriage and have love and have sex and have money and have all of it. You can have it all. So this is a time to combine the two aspects of yourself, the two worlds that you may be living in, because a couple of you may be living with, 1 foot in one and 1 foot in the other. It's time to put those feet together and bring those worlds together and be the best that you can be. Because you see the apples and stuff, the abundance, the what is this called? Silk that they're spinning, and there's money on the table. This all comes from the integration of both sides of you. So these are the spiritual messages that I have for you today. If you are a person, because I'm really working closely with those who are really sad right now, those who feel lost, those who feel like they don't have a purpose, those who are we've always been a tribe of black sheeps, but if you don't belong anywhere else, you belong here, and you belong here with me. So if you need me, I have 30-minute tea with me phone sessions, a check-in session to kind of reboot you in a quick way. I also have my tarot readings, which are $5 off this week. Hit me up and we can do personal work, because more than anything, tarot is great as far as, helping you with your love life and this and that, but it's even better at helping you to heal whatever it is that you need to be healed right now, and I'm here to assist you in that matter. So thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I thank you guys who tune in all the time and show me support and comment. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow. Please ask your friends to subscribe, and again, stay in touch with me through my website, www.madebymetools.com. Until next time, bye guys. Love you. Peace.